Mlisema kwamba tuweze kuwatafuta viongozi ambao tutazungumza nao tuweze kuwafahamu vizuri zaidi. Hii leo nimeweza kumpata kiongozi ambaye pia ni kijana anatafuta kiti cha ubunge Mumias Mashariki. Anajulikana kwa jina PK, ukipenda Peter Kalerwa SALASYA. Ni mmoja wa vijana ambao wamejitosa katika uwanja wa siasa na kutafuta viti hivi. Na hivyo basi wacha tuweze kumfahamu vizuri. Yeye ni nani, alisoma wapi, anatoka wapi, na ni kwa nini haswa ameamua kujiingiza katika ulingo wa siasa. Labda pengine mtu anapoweza kuuliza PK ni nani haswa?
Kwanza nataka nichukue hii nafasi kushukuru sana kwa kunitengea huu muda ili kwamba wale mafans wetu ambao wako kule nje wakaweze kutupata. Na kwa hakika venye umesema, mimi naitwa venye umesema Peter SALASYA, ingine wanaita PK, and short is Peter then Kalerwa then SALASYA. Mimi nilizaliwa kule Kisundogo, hapo ndio area yangu nilizaliwa. Na pale nilisoma pale Shandrema, nikasoma pale Luche, kaenda kusoma Lubinu Boys, nikatoka Lubinu Boys nikaingia kwenye
Ngoja mwanzo. Huo wakati bado unasoma shule ya msingi. Hebu tuelezee mazingira shule ya msingi ulikuwa.
Sasa pale unajua pale Shandrema unajua kitambo. Kama shule yetu ya Shandrema ilikuwa ni ile tunaboma na kauda. So ilikuwa ni hali ya ilikuwa ni shule ambayo ili kawaida, na at least siku hizi tunapata ni rare sana kupata shule ambayo watoto wanasoma bila, naona hata siku hizi watu wanaenda na viatu slippers, but during that time it was abomination kwenda na slippers kwa shule. So tumekuwa pale, alafu tumekuwa pale kwa sababu wakati huo Mumias ilikuwa inafanya kazi. So tunaenda tunatengeneza pesa mingi sana kupitia kwa skarunguru. Tunasiaga skarunguru, tunabeba miwa, tunanika maganda. So we used to make a lot of money. Hadi ilikuwa ina affect pia kubalance kati ya shule. And that's why pia tulimaliza shule tukiwa wazee kidogo kama imesonga kama si.
Hebu niulize, so huo wakati mlikuwa mnaboma, pia ulishaiboma?
Lazima every Friday. Friday lazima ilikuanga ni siku unabeba masawadi. Hiyo ilikuwa condition number 1, na maji, kibuyu ya maji. Kama una zamadi utapita kwa gate. Sasa hiyo shule yetu hiyo, alafu kuboma ilikuwa ni compulsory. Na hiyo sasa hiyo tena wakati tulikuwa na sasa kwa tunatengeneza duty wa kuboma na kunini. Alafu pia tulikuwa na ile kitu ya Friday ilikuanga na siku kubwa sana, siku mbaya sana. Sababu pia hiyo tulikuanga na disc, siku ya kuita wale watu ambao wameongea kimother tongue. Unajua sasa hiyo wakati kuongea kizungu ni shida tupu, Kiswahili tukuna shida. Sasa mambo ilikuwa ngumu. Sasa kila siku. Sasa hiyo wakati hiyo prefect sasa tumbebeko skarunguruma ambaye lakini usiniwekee hapo. Lakini sasa pale hakuna ama umekaza ujui kuongea kizungu. Sasa wewe ni kutulia tu, utaongea na mtu, wewe ni kutulia tu.
Sisi kwa wewe ni mpole.
Sasa utaongea nini kwa kizungu na ujui kuongea kizungu?
Tunaongea ile broken.
Hata sasa broken yenyewe unajua broken kweli. Come we go. Sasa disk hiyo ilikuanga ni kila siku. Hiyo ni viboko tulikuwa tumeandikiwa that every Friday ni kuitwa kwa parade. So it was compulsory. Hadi sasa hiyo siku navaa vinyasa 3 hivi kidogo, at least shock absorber.
Ndio ukija chapwa usisikie uchungu sana.
Lakini pia alikuja sasa waka improvise, wakajua tunaweka vinyasa mingi. Kasema sasa alikuwa anapiga kwa mzini hapa zindumbira hapo hivyo kwa legs. So maisha ilikuwa ngumu.
So from your explanation ni kana kwamba umetoka katika ile humble background.
Very humble family background, and I remember I lost my dad nikiwa form 2. That is when I was in form 2 Lubinu Boys. Sasa maisha ilikuwa ngumu, and kwa sababu hiyo wakati unasiaga skarunguru, unaamka tunaanza kusiaga skarunguru saa 12 ya jioni, saa 1.
So kwenu mlikuwa na hiyo machine?
Tulikuwa na hiyo machine pia, hata pase si kwa but majirani. So wakati unasiaga sukari, unaenda kwa class unalala. Sasa mtihani hakuna mtihani.
Unaziaga usiku wote.
Siku yote nilikuwa siku hizi nilikuwa ya ng'ombe. Sasa unajua hiyo wakati wezi balance masomo sio unalala. Unafika class 4 sijui kusoma hata jina baba. Hata kuandika jina girl, sijui kuandika jina girl. So wakati nilikuwa maisha ngumu ilikuwa wakati wa kuandika composition. Sasa hiyo composition unaandikanga uko nako mtu ameandika pale kitu bora tu umejaza. Sasa kitu kingine ilikuwa funny, unapata walimu wameketi pamoja. So wanasema wacha tusome composition. Sasa umeandika tu lugha nyingine ya iko kwa sababu so ilikuwa shida, yani maisha. Alafu unajua mimi ilikuwa very funny sana. Mimi nilikuwa mtu mjinga sana class kwa sababu hakuna mtihani ambaye niliwahi kuwako, ilikuwa namba jura, namba last all throughout. Class 3 nikarepeat ji mara 3, class 4 mara 3, nikakataa shule. Sasa nikaenda kusema afadhali nichunge ng'ombe, nikakaa nje na nikaamua kurudi shule nyumbani na kufanya vituko kwa village.
Vituko gani? Vituko gani sasa ulikuwa na
dance, ya kupigana, ya kufanya mambo tu mabaya tu hivyo. Na kupesa nini.
Sasa ni taekwondo. Ama wewe ni kozura
hizo sasa.
Yeah, so baadaye ukarudi shuleni ukamaliza kusoma. Sasa
wakati nirudi shule, hiyo wakati class 5, nikasema sikuwa najua kusoma. Sasa wakati nilikuwa nyumbani, nilikuwa naanza kujifunza. Kujifunza hizo kujifunza hizo mamedhali kama baba, mama. Yaani unajua wale kujua kusoma because sasa kichwa changu kilikuwa ngumu ya kusoma. So kwa hivyo tuona kaimozi. Sasa kulikuwa na kizungu, sasa nikapata ile kaimozi nyingine tulikuwa tunaita kaimozi. Tulikuwa tunaita ile ya kuinterpret. Sasa jina kama father wanaandika kama Kiswahili. Sasa so that is how I get to know how to kusoma. Pole za kuanzia class 6. So venye nilianza kujua kusoma nikaanza kuimprove. Class 5 nilikuwa namba chura, nilikuwa na last, nikakuja kwa namba 10. Namba 20 nikaona nimeimprove. Nikaweka bidii nikaanza kusoma.
Sasa hiyo ni out of ngapi?
Kuanga watoto wengi out of 30. Sasa namba nikakuja kwa namba 20. Sasa hiyo kwa mzuri.
Mzuri kidogo.
Sasa hivyo kama nikaanza kusema okay, kumbe naweza improve, kumbe naweza soma. So nikaanza kutia bidii kidogo, nikapata nimefika namba 5. Sasa kufika hivyo class 6 hapo hivyo nikaingia top 3. Sasa nikabakia anga tu top 3 nikaingia namba 1. Hakuwa mtu mwingine alikuwa ananishinda. So mpaka class 7.
Ni uko class 6 sasa?
Class 6. Kaingia class 7 number 1 hadi tukakuwa repeaters wakuja ndio alikuwa ananipatia kwa challenge kidogo. But nilikuwa na maintain. Hapo hivyo nikaenda Lubinu Boys, nilikuwa kijana mtulivu. Sasa nikaamua kuokoka, nikakuwa kijana mzuri. So I decided to get saved. So hiyo wakati sasa
ngoja sasa tukimaliza huo wakati, wewe sasa ulikuwa na miaka mingapi sasa? Maana kuna ulikuwa umesema umerepeat class 3 ni mara ngapi?
Karibu 23, karibu 18 hapo 18
ndio ulikuwa unamaliza class 8.
Class 8 nilimalizanga na kitu kama 18 ama ilikuwa ngapi?
Na sasa hizi una miaka mingapi?
Sasa ni 32.
Sasa hizo kwa 32.
Ile 32. 31 hapo. Sasa Lubinu Boys nilikuwa kijana mpole sana. So I used to say that I want to work hard because I didn't want to disappoint my father. That at least by that time alikuwa na high blood pressure. So I wanted to work hard that every time nikimpelekea ikuwe max mzuri. So walikuwa wananiita kwa Lubinu Boys ati masa. Yaani ule mtu anasoma throughout. Lakini unasoma lakini tena huko una perform vizuri. But but I was trying my best because nilikuwa naangalia nyumbani, lifestyle ya huko nyumbani nini.
So ukizungumzia lifestyle ya nyumbani na nyumbani, wewe ulikuwa mtoto wangapi sasa wakati?
Sasa hiyo huko nyuma tu, lakini sasa unaelewa hiyo life. Unajua sasa wakati unaelewa maisha ya watu.
So kwenu mko wangapi?
7. So mimi ni wa 5. Mimi ndio last born, kuna matwins wenye wananifuata. So Lubinu Boys nilikuwa mpole sana, sikuwa naongea sana. Kwa kazi yangu ilikuwa ni kusoma na kwenda kwa CU. So hivyo kufika form 2 hapo ndio my dad alikufa. Alipasa, maisha ikakuwa ngumu. So school fees nini. So ilikuwa yani maisha ilikuwa ngumu. So from there but Mungu akatusaidia nikamaliza shule. But sasa hapo pia leadership wakaanza kuniforce. Class form 3 hapo form 2, form 3. Sasa wakaanza kuona leadership kwangu, so wanasema nikuwe class prefect. So every moment wakisema class prefect wananichagua, mimi nakimbia naenda library kusoma. Na kuja class wamesema ati mimi nikuwe prefect. So I never used to like being a leader in high school. So it went like that. Form 4 sikutaka, but so I was forced to be, and then I had to be. So all along now nikakuwa class prefect by force. So but sikuwa nataka kuongea kwa parade, nilikuwa ule mwenye silent, now I was only focused kwa class. Na sikuwa nataka watu wapige class nduru kelele, watu wasome. So wakati nimaliza nikamaliza Lubinu Boys, hiyo mwaka tu kuperform vizuri nikapata.
So ni mwaka gani?
2009. So where nilipata B-. So B- pale sikuwa nimequalify juu tulikuwa tumeanguka, so I had to join the university but on parallel program. So where I joined the Egerton, na wakati nilijoin huko Egerton nikakuwa ni parallel program kufanya Bachelor of Commerce. So wakati niliingia pia huko, my brother mwenye alikuwa ananilipia school fees pia kazi ikakuja ikaisha. So ikakuwa pia ni shida tu, but now nikakimbilia kuona wanasiasa wengine wanaweza nisaidia hata kuandika barua kuonyesha that
you are committing yourself to pay,
not even committing that mtu anatoka kwa familia maskini. Pateko kama kuna any other help wanipate, but they never used to help me. They want go call for Arambe, and then we'll come and bring 5,000, something that made, because we want 70,000 per semester. But I thank God he never disappointed me. Tukaenda nika apply some scholarship Access Kenya, wakanisaidia scholarship na pia other programs zingine. And then just from nowhere I also thank God that the university also decided to be helping me in terms of paying my rent, just because I was a good boy and all that. But now in the university I was so cool, but when I entered, something just came into me and started talking to the people. I became so vocal but very humble person, and I'm always still humble person because of the background and all that. So in second year I decided to vie as director academics in Egerton. So I failed terribly, and it really pained me because the weakest candidate that I thought I will have beaten him, he beated me. So I was like, at least I could have defeated that one, that weaker candidate. But the weaker candidate defeated me, so it pained me. At least I could have consoled myself. So after the election, I decided that now let me just focus. I just relaxed for around 1 month, and started talking to the people, because nilikuwa na shame, sikutaka hata kutembea. So I started talking to the people again, if there is any program. Then when it reached to in third year, I decided this time round I'm going for a bigger thing, where I decided as a student union of Egerton, that is we used to call SWEU, a union of the university in the leadership. So I decided to go for the vice chairman of the, and then now we were few. So my competitors were Kalenjins and Kikuyus. So, but the factors, leadership is also about the luck, about the luck. And where the environment, things happen, and things favors you. So the main opponent, because it was so political, my main opponent was not cleared. She was very powerful, like Kalenjin. So we had decided now we are going to work with the Kikuyus, because I was so friendly, and because I never used to have a girlfriend in the university, so all girls were on my side. So because you see now when
opportunity.
Yeah, every girl was on my side, because I was not married. I didn't have a girlfriend. So all of them, they wanted to associate with me, because no one could feel jealous of who. So ladies voted for me 100%. In fact, they were main campaigners. So when the time I didn't have money, my opponent didn't have cars, even money to print the posters. But I went on, and when the time of voting came, now it was just I passed with the colorful whatever. So life became easy. I became the boss, so money could not be an issue. But I had some programs in Nakuru, whereby now like street children, when I work with them in Nakuru town, they call me pastor, those street children, because we could go, we feed them, we wash them, we take them to their homes, those who want to go back to their homes. We had many programs, and also because I was the people's power, and I decided that because there was a lot of killings of the students in the university by the residents around, so we decided that this time round, when I said that every moment they used to do such, we could make Nakuru to stop, to make a standstill, that they will feel that if you touch the students of Egerton, then there's going to be a problem. It's going to make the other people to suffer. So it made people to stop killing our students and even robbing them and doing bad things to them. So I can say that, and also protecting the interests of the students and all that. So that was my life in the campus. Then after that, I joined Buffalo Bicycle.
So maybe when you are there, when you are at the university, you said that you had rolled out some programs to help the children. Is it a program that you're still continuing with right now?
No,
For me, let me say, but it was a superb one. But is it something that you're still continuing with right now?
Not just because I left Nakuru town, and so far because I left my team, which I think I've been doing the same, and because I've been so busy but it's a ministry that I love so much in terms of giving back to the community, and I think I've also now I need also to start doing the same, even huku nyumbani. So where we can look at the orphans and all that, the elderly people who needs the support. Yeah, so those are some of the programs that I think we need to start doing them.
Yeah, okay, now after you finished university, and then you are like, I need to proceed. Yeah. Did you get a job almost immediately?
Now when there was a lot of hustling, I decided to look for some jobs. You know, now when you finish, you don't have experience in jobs, so you start tamaking, looking for the experience. So I joined Old Mutual for sales and marketing.
So it was after how long?
And just that one immediately, but now you see, you get it from a retainer, just, you know, sales and marketing. But now it wasn't good for me. So I didn't want to come back to.
How much did you get your first salary? How much?
No, it was 10K, 10,000.
Which year was that?
Yeah,
Which year was that?
That was 2013, around 2014.
So your first ever salary was 10,000?
10,000, yes. Okay. But now the salary, because we are being paid in the university, but okay, out for the job, that's 10,000.
Okay.
So now, after then, I didn't want to come back. I said I want to go to Nairobi. I didn't want to come here in Kakamega or in Mumias. But you see now, God had planned that I want to be a leader. He wanted me to be a leader in this going forward, because when you are closer to your people, you'll be able to reach them, you'll be able to know their problems, they'll be able to know you, you'll be able to understand their challenges and all that. So kwa hivyo, I decided I want to go to Nairobi, and when I applied for my job, my first job now, it was Buffalo Bicycle Kenya. This one, you see, we had a program to give. Now, when I came, I was to go to Nakuru. But now coming, they say that now, Peter, you have to go to Kakamega. I didn't want to come to Kakamega to work in Kakamega. I wanted to be Nairobi, you know, we want to be Nairobi. But now I was like, Jonah home, he was first to go to Nivea. And maybe God had his own intentions. So I came to Kakamega here, and with the company, it was an organization, had its own programs, and I thank the Buffalo Bicycle, because today when I see our children having those bicycles, it was our project that we look for organization to fund, so that they can now begin supplying those bicycles to schools to help children, those students, first in terms of movements from school to home in mashinani. And you see now almost every school. So it was one of our programs. Sure. And I can take credit for that project. In this, we have now in Mumias East, there's many bicycles, in Navajo, many bicycles. So I can say that at least that was my first job. At least it's something that we can show that indeed I brought a project in Kakamega County.
So let me ask you, okay, after how long were you at Old Mutual maybe?
No, Old Mutual, I was only there for 3 months.
Then later on you got a job?
Then later on I got a job, yes. Because it was on a retainer. The retainer, they only give you 3 months. Yeah. So then after that, this is when I came here, and I worked there for some time. Buffalo Bicycle. After then, I decided to go now to start teaching at Galagala Polytechnic, National Polytechnic, where I taught things to do with finance and all that stuff. So then before, just around 2016, I joined a bank. Now, I didn't want to join the bank because I knew banks are very tedious jobs. So, but my brother was a banker and he wanted me because he was sacked when I was just joining the campus. He said I must become a banker. So I just went to work in the bank because of him, because of the respect, because he has really stood with me. So
So you're not passionate about working as a banker?
No, I don't. I'm not passionate about it. So I went, and something so funny, when I even went, I didn't want to come to Kakamega to work from. I wanted to be there in Nairobi. So when I went after the deployment, they said that Peter, you have to go back to Kakamega. So I was like, oh, why? So in 2014, when I was here, I used to go start talking to the people, because now by that time we used to have parallel program, and then there is a help loan were just being introduced in this 2013, around there 2012. So many people are not privy. Many people knew that parallel program is very expensive. So I started making some inroads, teaching people, telling the people that it's even cheaper to take someone to parallel program to the university than even these technical colleges, because you get these, tell them this. So that's what I used to go. I go to the funeral, I tell them, but I never used to tell them what exactly I want. But now they noted that I was looking for. So when I joined the bank again, now they told me I'll be back here. So
like how long were you at the bank?
The bank 2016 and 2017. So now I used to have very little time to go campaign and come to the bank.
So 2017 you came and vied?
Yes, I vied, but I had not resigned, because I worked up to around some few months. In fact, I worked throughout.
Right now you're saying you are almost 32. And so in 2017, let me say you are still young, you are in mid-20s, let me say. So what prompted you to join politics?
No, you see, like I remember, as I told you, I went to a politician, a leader, and to be specific, the MP. And I told him, I want you to write for me a letter. I want to take it to
university,
to apply for an organization support program. Told me he doesn't do such work, because I just wanted him to show that at least to add some weight. So I noted that these leaders, they are not honest in terms of making someone solving a problem. Or not all the problems needs money, but needs attention and just simple things. And you make this person be assisted, because even you bring me 5,000 and I need to be paying every 3 months 70,000, you're not helping me. So that is one thing that I noted about the honesty. There's no honesty with these people. And then I also remember that in 2012, when I was the student leader in Egerton, I even happened to invite one of the leaders from this constituency, from the region. And the leader, when he came, he talked about how he has been making Mumia, how the Kidero used to work so excellent in terms of delivering Mumia Sugar, make it perform, how it was so, and why it was very important that Kibat must replace, who was the financial controller, must replace Kidero to run to be the CEO of Mumia Sugar. So we were convinced as the student leaders, as the students, that the Kidero was performing well, and Kibati was the one to replace him as the financial controller. But later on, as because we were not privy, then later on they are coming and telling people that, oh, Kidero was a bad person, I was fighting him. And then I ask myself, when you are saying this, why did you accept that Kibati was his financial controller too? So I realized that there is a gap between the leadership and the people and the representation of the people. That's the time I noted that it's high time that I need to stand in the gap, and so that I can see how I can propel people going forward.
So basically, Matters Mumia Sugar Company is one of the things that prompted you to seek to be elected.
Yeah, that is one of the
So in 2017, you came and vied for a parliamentary seat in Mumias
East, yes.
And then how was it? How did you perform?
No, I can tell that indeed I performed so terribly, and it's just it happened like the way.
It was your first time, though.
It was my first time, yes.
Yeah.
But it happened the way things also happened down in the university.
The first time you vied.
Yeah, because the weakest candidate who came that defeated me. I felt so bad. That is the only moment that failing. I failed. Yes, it was okay. But that person, you know, at least
you felt like this wasn't right.
Yeah, this one wasn't fair. At least I could have defeated this one. Like, you know, when we were in the primary down there, you know, it was automatic that number last it was always me. So when I defeat someone whom I know, I say at least me kushindago. So we used to console ourselves. You are 33 people in the class, so you are competing amongst us, among number 31, number 32, and number 33. So
who will take which position?
So now when I become number 31, at least I will go very.
At least I've defeated the two.
So we used to exchange like that. So that is how.
So you came in, you vied 2017. Of course, you are not able to. You are position 4.
No, even leave alone position 4. Even I just say that I failed terribly, but I took it as a challenge. I only rested for 3 months to remove stress, because after losing, I lost many things. I lost a job.
Let me ask. At that time when you're coming to vie, how much did you use maybe for the campaigns?
Yeah, I used good money, because
somebody was funding you?
No one funded me. In fact, I used like around 3 million. Just because when I started this thing in 2017, in 2014, used to small. You
used to save?
Yeah, I used to save, and also when you are also spending, you know, when you put them together, even 5 million, because small. When you accumulate.
2017, you started. No, 2014, you started doing groundwork. You started meeting people and telling people. But by that time, were you telling people that this is what I'm looking for?
I never used to tell them. Yeah, until 2016. In fact, it affected me, because and that is what I learned, that if you come late, you will not get it, because people start voting early. Like right now, people have already decided on who they will vote.
They have settled on their own candidate.
Yes, they have already settled on their own candidate. They know whom they are not going to give their vote. So it was very late for me to come only few months to show that seriousness. And even people knew me, yes, but I came very late to let them know that indeed I'm going for MP. Even some they could confuse that I'm going for MCA.
Okay, so why wouldn't you resign? People will like, okay, of course, as you're saying, people will mistake you. Why are you coming to test waters? Yeah,
definitely yes, because now why should I resign? It is a banker, private, as long as I'm delivering. But I lost the job. I was transferred some few months to the election, so that I could not hit the ground, and because of political whatever, so to Embu branch. So it was very hard for me to
do the groundwork. I mean, campaigning at the same time, holding your position as a banker.
Yeah. So it became very tricky for me. So that is how it went. And then after that, when I lost the election, I lost many things. Job, I had my beautiful girl that I had. So
your girlfriend left you for because you lost your job.
Someone took away from me, so it was like, hey. So this
was your relationship pegged on your job or
maybe
what?
Something.
Okay, she was your colleague.
She wasn't my colleague, but just a beautiful girl. Yeah, she's just a beautiful woman.
Sorry. Okay, later on, after 2017, you're still here.
Yeah. So
are you working? Are you doing anything?
So I started. I opened up my company where I started doing some supply things, at least to sustain me, and teaching. So at least it's the one that's been facilitating.
So you teach colleges, universities?
Yeah, college. Yeah. So now then, I did those. I started moving to the ground, all from 2017 around November. All the way to 2017. Okay. 2017, 2018, 2019. around 2019, because I was so passionate about the issue of Mumia Sugar, I say that Mumia Sugar, for it to be revived, it must go through receivership. And I got a lot of resistance from the people, because I knew as a banker and as someone who has learned, who understands, who learned become, understands things to do with bankruptcy act and insolvency.
You know, Mumias Sugar company actually is a big topic, is a wide one, that if we start right now, we can talk about, tomorrow. But no, let me ask you before that, what are these loopholes that you saw in the leadership that was there in Mumias East that you said, I really need to go and address one, two, three. Other than matters Mumias Sugar company, do you have some loopholes that you saw and you said, like, if I become a leader, I'll do this and this, I'll address this that is affecting my people? Yeah,
like those loopholes now. There was a loophole in terms of management. So I noted that even if the government do whatever, and with the same management, that thing cannot be revived. And also I noted that there is also a problem in terms of the leadership and the interest in politics. So we wanted to transfer these things from government to private things. Yeah, okay, we'll come to matters Mumias Sugar later on. Other than Mumias Sugar issue, the leadership that was there, is there something that you felt they were not doing right and you wanted to address other than matters Mumias Sugar company? Issues that are there, like look at in terms of the CDF of Mumias East constituency. This issue has not been being handled the way it's supposed to be handled, because there has been no transparency in terms of management of the CDF kitty, because as per there must be public participation, but no single day the Mumias East constituency has ever had public participation to know this amount of money coming from national government, how they're being spent and all that. And then there's no engagement between the people and the leadership, and then the youth have been also marginalized in terms of they are never, because the majority who doesn't have jobs, the majority people who have aspirations, but they are not being nurtured in that direction. So you find that they are only being used as a handout, and this politics of a handout, I saw it as something that is derailing the future of. So you really wanted to curb change this leadership, so that you can come up, be development oriented. People can give me their views, I listen to them, we see how we can make their views work. So among people who are vying, you actually a youth among those people who are vying. So do you think it is time for such a young tax leadership? I think for the first time in history in Wangaland, we are going to have a youthful leader, and I have set the pace, because these things were only meant that that's why I find like many people are really insulting me, because they know I'm taking this seat of Member of Parliament in Mumias East, and that's why they are saying that they have really already noted that people are giving me their votes, because now they're telling people, you want to give someone who doesn't have a wife, you want to give someone who doesn't have a home, you want to give someone who doesn't have money, you doesn't want. So they know that where we are heading, because youth as youth, where do they want us to get to amass those wealth, where we can have good homes, can have good houses, can have vehicles? We don't have. We have to be. Talking of wives, do you have a wife? No, that is a topic of another day. Do you have a girlfriend? They leave alone. That's a complex. No, you brought it up. No, I'm just responding to what they say. But now, leave alone that. I'm just responding to what they say. This is what they just say. So now we are saying that now. They need someone to make tea when they come to visit Mheshimiwa. They need somebody to make them tea. The tea is always there. But now these are another, because we are not competing. We have even those who are saying, I don't know their wives. The wives, it's none of their business, because wives are not there to do things for the community, for the whatever. Even me, I don't know the wife of my opponents. I don't know them. I don't know them. So why are they? You just hear they are married. I just hear they are married. So let them also hear that either married or not is none of their business, unless maybe if they want to bring me their wives and I remarry them. So for the first time, you're going to have a youth, and I want to thank the youth of Mumias East that they have embraced my leadership. They are now buying the idea that I'm one of their own, and I can see on their social media platforms you find they're doing a marvelous jobs, and I'm not buying them, but they just like the way I do things and determination consistent in me. The ideas, like we have many ideas that the government has come up with. It only needs a leader who can go ahead and
fast track all that.
Those.
So I was actually in Mumias East, and a spot check around, I will see most of the stones you've written PK MP for Mumias East. Why would you even do that? Was it an advertisement?
Yeah, you see, like now, you see, as a leader, you must be creative. There is power in branding. There is power in marketing. And as a leader, you must shout. You must shout. You must shout everywhere, so that even when someone comes in Nairobi, before he speaks to someone else, he will know who is their leader. And so we say that since we don't have money, whatever resources that are there, we should use to
use them to advertise and market yourself.
And market myself, because I don't need to pay. So
you decided to use stones.
Yeah, stones. They're doing that. Even the biblical, the stones that were rejected, they became the cornerstone. I don't know. Something of the sort, yes.
Wow. Okay, so now let's talk matters Mumia Sugar Company. You've actually been passionate, and you've been openly talking about this issue. The last time I remember, there was some scuffle in a funeral somewhere in Makunga. At that time, probably tell us what really happened that particular day.
No, you see, me, I'm a kind of a leader who speaks my mind, and me, who cannot control my mind. I do what I believe is right for the people. And I saw that there was some leaders in this county who that they want to take advantage of our people. And every moment there is a crisis, they want to arise through that crisis through backdoor. And when we told them that let this issue, because Mumia Sugar has been always there, they have not been talking. It has been only me who has been speaking all this alone. But now they wait, and I do the demonstration, I follow it up to Nairobi and everywhere. They find when now we have gotten the investor, or we are almost getting to the right direction, they start coming in and taking us to the Senate and all that. So I say, when you are taking to the Senate, the whatever, you are asking very petty questions that cannot convince me why you are taking them there to start afresh. Today the company could be working, and many youths could be getting their jobs, because there's a lot of joblessness in the county, in the lower Kakamega to be specific. But now they were being bribed because they were never involved. They go to look for a person who, that is the West Kenya, who doesn't want Mumia Sugar to be revived. Then they bribe them, then now to start derailing the process. And even
being like, do you have any evidence to show that?
Yeah, the evidence. Even recently, you heard of an institution called Kakwamba Cooperative Farmers Association Society, which now they went and took some members, officials who are not even the official, few officials, and come and sue the company. Look at the Mtatas, in whose interest have they been working. Look at even himself is one of the beneficiaries from the West Kenya. There's getting permits there. Look, even in his tournament, he's getting things, their sponsorship. So you learn that he's working with an opponent who doesn't want Mumias to be revived, and that's why I told him that he's not a resident of Mumias, and he should keep off the matters of Mumia Sugar revival.
It is something that we've been saying repeatedly, that he's not a resident of Mumias or Kakamega County. Why will you even say that? No,
I've never said that he's not a resident of Kakamega, but he's not a resident of Mumias. Yeah, so if he's not a resident of Mumias, we also have our own leaders there who are ought to Nini. And even from where I see that it was illegal for that matter to be taken to the Senate, and I thank the court because they were bad from interfering with the issues. So which means that he was taking over some activities that were not in his discretion. So that's why we told him, and when I told him, I was beaten, I was mishandled, even here in Kakamega here, but I had to purpose and focus on people's interest.
We've also seen you organizing some demonstrations around, and I don't know why would you go to the streets? And probably did you try other avenues and did not work?
No, they don't work, because when we do those demonstrations, they come with a very positive impact, because we make those who are in Nairobi feel the way they hit. Even the president. Look at even the recently when we demonstrated, and all the cases were directed that should be directed to one judge, and which is a very big plus to us. We're also showing that this matter is urgent, and so it must be treated with urgency. So that's why that is the importance of this demonstration. Because now, if we don't demonstrate, we will think that we are just comfortable with the current position we are in.
Now you're saying you've tried other avenues and it didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't
Which
work.
avenues, or rather, what have you done? What opportunities have you explored to ensure that probably your issues are heard, but they're not being heard?
No, we speak, we write. We speak, we write, we do what we lobby.
You
but
speak to, you
no,
write
we write to social media.
Oh, okay.
Just open so that they can
you
get it.
You don't direct your issues or grievances to like a specific office?
No, they know, they have been hearing all these things. They know all these things. They have been following these things. So now we had to try the other way around, so that they feel the heat. They feel this is what is happening, and this is a matter that we need to treat.
The other way, the other day you were arrested. Probably tell us what really happened. What were you doing on the streets?
No, we were just telling West Kenya that they have to withdraw their case from the court, so that.
So it was a demonstration, or what?
Yeah, we wanted to show them that. Yes.
No, but you are seen trying to stop some of the tractors that were ferrying.
No, okay, maybe, but that's a matter that still somewhere hanging. Okay. That we don't need to talk about it. But what we were saying is that let him allow competition to be there. Yeah, so that we don't let him even withdraw those cases that are there.
So you are saying that West Kenya is the one behind all these cases that are coming out in courts about Mumia Sugar Company?
Yes, and they are using these leaders to propel the agenda. But we thank God that so far where we are getting to the right direction. So far they are now in operation, and there's a case that's going to be on Tuesday, I think tomorrow, whereby in the next 1 week's time there will be judgment about the same, and we believe it's going to be ruled in favor of the current investor who is there with Sarai, whom we support. And then I'm also now working to revive Moko. I've had a very intensive discussion today with the Moko leaders, the CEO, and who have expressed, have known over $1 billion. They have a property over $1 billion. And this is being held by, it has never been, so we want to look at how can we tell the government, when it say that they want to write off the debts, the way they write to cooperative, coffee cooperative, we want also the same to write off the debt of Moko, so that now this property can come back to the farmers, so that at the end of the day, if it can come to they can write off and remove to, because there's what we call the sugar, the commodity fund now, which replaced the sugar board, is that the ones who are holding the debenture power over the properties of Moko. So we want to tell the government that to write off those debts so that it can come back to the farmers. And then we want to tell the government also the way they used to channel money funds to those outgrowers company, that they can still do it the way they are doing it through the cereals board, so that now our sugarcane farmers can also be assisted. So we want them to write off. This is the discussion we've been having. We used to get the They used to get funds from the CDC. They used to get the funds from even the British government. They released some money, and that's why Moko could be able to do plowing, could be able to do transport to farmers. So it made the work of our people to be easier. And that's the same structures that we are going to address, and that this is an issue that I'm going to take it very seriously, so that at least they can get back, Moko can be revived alongside Mumias, and then things will work out.
So probably when you're talking of matters Mumia Sugar Company is another thing altogether. And I was talking to some of the leaders in Western region, and they were like, this sector has never been regulated, and if there are no regulations, then we just forget about it.
Yeah, very true. And I think I want to complain to our leaders. They have to take this, because they have never, we have T-bill that was passed, and it's working today.
But we also have sugar.
No, hold on. T-bill was passed, and today the tea farmers are smiling all the way to the bank. But now the millers are struggling, are complaining, because they used to harass them. The sugar bill was it
has never been implemented.
It has never. It failed at
the sugar bill act. I think in 2011.
Yes.
It has never been implemented.
No, even leave alone being implemented. There's this one that was just there last. There have been I think third reading or whatever. It flopped from that stage, and up to today there's no sugar bill that was supposed to be today, could be even assigned to allow. So our leaders are not honest, are not sincere, and they are not telling people. They are only interested to look at the investor, but they are not interested. That's why we need to go there and ask, where is this sugar bill? And we could not be experiencing what we are having today in terms of competition, because it was to regulate things to do with the zoning. It could have regulated things to do with every miller to have an outgrowers company, among many other things that and even
farm,
like even sugar importation could have regulated, but they cannot allow that.
Yeah, actually the bill itself will have sealed some loopholes that we are seeing, especially in terms of importation, just as you're saying, because it is another thing that has been affecting the sector so very much.
Sure.
But of course, one of the other things that has been affecting the sector, especially Mumia Sugar Company, it was poaching.
No, even the poaching wasn't that much. It's just, you can talk of poaching. If poaching, it's all about stealing cans, but it's something that can be regulated. What really is about unhealthy competition, bad leadership, because you look at the KPMG report, had implicated the management that was there, directors, you see, and these sometimes directors, because directors are the decision makers. Sure. But if they are corrupt, how they make the right decisions that will help the management and also help to oversight the management.
Like even the KPMG report had some very good recommendations that if at all they will have followed it up and implemented, probably we'll be talking a different story.
Sure. Yeah, but so that is what we can say. But we'll have more and explore more.
Of course, with now bad management and everything that happened in Mumia Sugar Company, everything is just in the limelight right now. But again, now we want it. KCB came in, and we had a receiver manager who has also brought in, of course, with a number of people who came to bid. They have picked on Sarai. From where you sit, do you think Sarai is in better place to revive Mumia Sugar?
Yeah, Sarai is the best person to revive Mumia Sugar, because number one, he produces power in Uganda, in his industry there. He has experience in distillery, that's ethanol. But you see now, the Rai West Kenya doesn't have that expertise. They don't produce ethanol. They don't produce power. They only do sugar. They only do milling. So we can.
But again, from where we see it, I think we really need that the competition. Monopoly will mess our people.
Monopoly.
So if West Kenya have their own company that is milling, sugar, why will they even have Mumia Sugar Company? Because there'll be monopoly, and probably in terms of regulating prices for farmers, especially Patani, it will be another thing.
Yeah, true. So that's what we can say, and also look at Tumas.
So as for you, you are so much against West West Kenya taking Mumia Sugar
it could have brought monopoly issues. Then Tumas doesn't have experience, and even look at the way they were bidding, because I was in the court on Thursday and I could follow the proceeding live. You realize they are saying that they bidded for 36 billion. 36 billion. How logic is it that, and the value of Mumia Sugar right now is 15 billion. So in that only alone, it shows that it's not being genuine. And in fact, they went to court and he was sued by his workers when they were saying that they wanted only 900 million. Whatever, there is some case tussles that he will fail to run. So if he's complaining that he cannot pay, he cannot increase the salaries of his employees only by 900 million, how is he sure that he can provide 36 billion? And this is something that you are quoting. For 15 billion. So that one alone also tells us that is not being genuine in terms of and then also what the court also ought to know is that Sarai will have just to continue working in Mumia Sugar, because Rao is now no longer the receiver money, but is now an administrator. So which means that he is responsible to all the creditors. So if that is now the case, he can also as well run the company on his own interest and serve the loans and be reporting those to the court. Or as well, he can also just decide to subcontract the services to someone who can run on his behalf, and then he pays the debts. So I can see even those cases that are going, they are just wasting time, but they are not going anywhere. The Mumia Sugar, its time has come where it has to be revived, and the time yake imefika na ni saizi. Yeah, they always say that for there is time for everything. Now it's time for Mumia Sugar to be revived, and I also now I'm no longer now even complaining about it. I'm now starting now to focus, because I've been speaking too much about Mumia Sugar. I want now start speaking about Moko, because it's one of the ways that after I've finished talking about Moko, I'm now going back to the what we call the Sukari Circle, which now was also for farmers, but it is under some corrupt people took over. Yeah.
So don't you think also maybe if it is Sarai or any other person that is coming to take over the company, they should as well also invest so much in farmers, because most of the farmers have uprooted cane. They don't have seed cane, they don't have farm inputs. But again, the families are growing. People have subdivided their farms.
Yeah, that's why we have to get that. Moko had structured farmers in blocks, in zones, so it was very easy. Like this area is being under this person, so they need also those structures. And because of the where we are, because of population, we also have now to talk to our people how to build houses, because we can stay like in other countries. People stay together, then they leave land for farming. They can have
do you think that is possible, especially here with the Wanga land and the Luya? Do you think people will be able to move out and just leave farms for that? Because people believe that hii ni shamba ya baba na mababu zangu. I cannot even leave this farm to
But now where we are heading to, because of the population, unless otherwise, but because now you look at the Kakamega or Western Kenya.
And then PK, you've not come from heaven right now. We have issues like DR. Many farmers were so disappointed and they left farming in Kenya. They were like, I'm not going back because of this. Somebody anakanamiwa kwa shamba for like 2 years, anapata DR. So somebody will not even want to go back. Do you think it is even possible trying to convince such a farmer to go back and start, farming Kenya?
Yeah, because of those structures that are there, we believe.
But again, like Moko had its own shortcomings. They had issues, especially the directors. They had issues even with the farmers. The 15% farmers were saying they were not even receiving.
Yeah, that is, we have a case, by the way, that is there. They were owing the Mumia Sugar Company over 3 billion. So we are hoping that there's a matter that we are handling. I'll be explaining in detail, because I've had just a meeting today with them and they've explained to me everything. So we are going to,
So okay, Mumia Sugar Company topic, I said it is so broad.
Yeah, it's so broad.
And so
another time.
We've had leaders like Governor Oparanya when he was, of course, he's still a governor, but of course, at some point in his first term, he gave 200 million Kenyan shillings as a revolving fund to help, Mumia Sugar Company to pay debts and also help farmers in terms of farm inputs and all that. What is your take on the 200 million?
No, this is, it was a scam. It was a scam. It was a scam. Can say it was a scam because they only traded, in fact, some of the MCAs were part of the people who ate in that money through the Shibutse. They collided, they went past in the assembly. Around some few MCAs, like around 10 of them. You look at those MCAs, they are there. They were part of those. They went, picked the money from Shibute, then they came to the other side. So that money never went to the farmer, right? Then we also have 100 million that was passed in the county assembly but has never reached to the farmers. So we have many issues that just needs true leadership in terms of helping our people to develop this sector of sugar.
So currently, county government had asked to be enjoined in a case that was going on in court, probably to be on the side of farmers, or rather to take care of farmers' interest. Do you think they are being genuine in terms of...
Yeah, I can say that because, you see now, when Mumia Sugar comes back, they are biggest beneficiary in terms of collecting taxes, because they're going to collect a lot of money from them. Like we have those, the license taxes from operation. Yeah, they might even end up, their revenue collections is going to increase. So that's why they were saying, even when in the suit, they were saying that the Sarai had started paying the taxes, and the county government was able to prove that indeed the Nema, Nini Gani Gani. So they were able to prove to the court that indeed they were profiting from when the operations were on. So it's their cry that the operation to continue as we wait for settling of the other court, the other case. So I think it was a plus. Always say that give credit where necessary. That was a plus for them. But now we want also to see they are genuine in terms of helping farmers. That is the area that now.
So what do you think should be done, especially for the farmers now that let's say Sarai has come in, Sarai is going to revive Mumia Sugar Company. What will you tell farmers?
No, what I'm going to, first of all, we're going to have a meeting. We need to have a meeting with farmers. And it's one of the ways, there are things that we are discussing with the top management. We want them to have farmers, let them give their views. We want that those what we call the trust issues. We have to solve those trust issues whereby farmers can express themselves. They can restructure MOCO, where I'm bringing MOCO on this, and we are starting to force the government, tell the government that yes, this is the time we want you to write off those debts, so that we have.
So from where you sit, you say that you are going to call farmers, you're going to talk to farmers. Are you talking as a leader, or you're talking as part of Sarai? Because it's like you're putting yourself to the other side.
No, I'm a leader, and you see, when you're a leader, it's not all about you being an activist. When you are a leader, you become as a problem solver. You are able to provide mechanisms that can work. You don't only be complaining. Be a person who can bring a solution to a challenge. And the solution is there. And when we speak, we only tell them, mjafanya hii. No, we tell them, this is what we want to do. Can we do this way? And that's why I was so angry with bitter with the MOCO, but I had to bring them on board. I had to listen to them. Now this is the position we are. Then they had to give me all the information on the bench up, whatever, how the challenges they are going through.
So when you're doing that in your meeting, MOCO, you're meeting the management, probably Sarai and all that. Are you doing alone, or you're doing with other leaders?
No, we only push. We only push. You see, now there are some other leaders who are not. They are not honesty. This is an issue that needs honest people, and who have positive mind.
So you are doing it alone?
Yeah, okay, I'm not saying that I'm doing it alone, but I'm just saying that it calls for people who have, you call them collective responsibility, someone who has the heart. And because even themselves they know, or even someone else who have the minds like me, and you can speak in that direction, we will combine. Me, I have no problem. And that's why when I see where the county has done good, I say, yes, that's a plus. Where they have not done good, I say that's a positive, that's a negative. And we castigate, because I told them the things they wanted to have mild receivership. I was so bitter with them, because I told them that it has never worked. There's nothing like mild receivership, that the county can operate this thing. It's impossible. It cannot work. So me, I argue on the basis of facts and on the basis of research and all that. Yeah.
Okay, now we've had many reports. Mumia Sugar Company, we've had the KPMG that we've talked about. We have the report that Governor Oparanya, who led the committee, of course, with Kiunjuri, they had a meeting, and of course they also came up with a task force report. We also have a task force that was formed by the county government, that was chaired by Kasimwere, and of course they also gave their own report. With all these reports, and now that we have another receiver, or not really receiver per se, but investor coming on board, do you see all these reports being implemented, and do they, you know?
No, in terms of the reports, the only report that can be of help to the county is for them to see how they can help sugarcane farmers. That is the only way they can come in.
So are you telling me all these reports are null and void?
They are null and void. They are null and void. The only thing can help, the sugar task force could have helped in terms of having those policies, the laws, to through those bills and all that.
Which are there, but have not been implemented.
Yeah, so that if they have failed, then the report is as useless as...
so what are you going to do? Because again, most of them, of course, they need to be kickstarted probably at the at the parliament or something like that. If at all, let's say 2022, if at all you'll be elected as a member of parliament of Mumias East, what are some of the things that probably you're going to talk about? Matters
we will first of all,
or maybe the sugar sector as a whole.
First of all, we have to revisit the sugar bill. We're going to talk about it. We're going, which now encompasses in sugar importation, things to do with the competition, sugar having coming out from the commodity fund to become just a sugar
on its own.
On its own, the way we have maize on its own, tea on its own, because it's a cash crop.
Sure.
So it's a cash crop. We don't want it to be done as a food crop. So those are some of the things we'll be pushing in the parliament. And also, if by that time Moko will not have been written off its debts, we want also to be written, its debts to be written off, then they start, those property come back to the farmers through new management, so that they can start getting the dividends from the process. They can also start developing those properties and make them productive. Yeah.
But you know, I don't know how you're planning from where you sit, and probably if you at all will be if at all will be elected, to deal with the sugar importation, which has been a thorn in the flesh, especially when it comes to sugar sector. How are you going to deal with sugar barons and everything?
No, you see now here, it's all about the goodwill of the government, and we believe that in the government of Raila, things are going to work. So we believe that.
So government of Raila, are you even saying that the current government probably they have failed sugar farmers and the western region?
There's a lot of interest. There's a lot of interest. So we believe that Raila, being a person who has been talking about, he has been promising, talking to Kenya, giving hope to the people. So we see he will be able to provide a solution. Yeah. So and we as the leaders will be there. We will be giving him that enough support to implement whatever he has in terms of those policies. Yeah. So that
maybe as we conclude, many of the people that we've talked to, they say they're not even sure, or they don't know if these leaders who are calling on the government and talking about the revival of Mumia Sugar Company, they don't know how genuine they are, because probably most of the time, especially when it comes to electioneering period, they always come, we are going to revive the company, we are going to give you this and that, but again, after elections, kaput, they are nowhere to be seen.
No, you see now, leadership is all about calling, and it's all about the interest. That's why, as a youth, as I am, I am asking people to try me, and I believe that I'll be a different person who will go with the interests of the people. Because I'm still young, and because of that age of young, I do things knowing that I still need them. So that's why whatever I promise them, whatever I say, I have to go ahead and implement them in my capacity. If itashindikana nitajua nakuja naambia watu wangu meinua mikono hapa, nilijaribia hapa nikafika hapa but yeah.
Imeisha. Labda maneno ya mwisho ambao unataka kuambia watu wa Mumias Kakamega, kama unaweza angalia pale kwa kamera alafu uambie.
Yeah, may I just tell my people, more so the youth of Mumias East constituency, to own me as their project. We don't have money, but we have the zeal. We have the ideas, we have the agenda, we have a vision, and we have the goals. And I'm asking you to support me as your brother, as your son, as your, so support me. And I'm 100% sure that with the determination that I have, we're going to deliver. And also apart from that, I'm also asking you that have faith that Mumia Sugar is back. So let us be hopeful for a better future tomorrow. And for the people of Kakamega County, we want a governor. We want a governor who has a history. We want a governor who has an ambition for the community. And the current governor has done much in terms of infrastructure. But this time round, we want a governor who will think about economy and how he can bring investors in the county. We want to see how can the people like Kraitu Murungi has done a lot of in terms of private sector. And that is the area that we want to go with, so that we can create job opportunities among the youth.
Thank you so much, Peter K. PK. Thank you so much, PK Salasya, for that. And of course, for today, I think we'll have to end it there. We know now, Peter Salasya, when we talk over the young or youthful leader who's seeking to be elected as a member of parliament in Mumias East, we already know who is PK Salasya, from where he's come from. He talked about coming from a very humble background, and as humble as he is, he's still calling onto the locals of Mumias East to vote for him and put their trust in him and elect him as a member of parliament. For us, we will wish him well for whatever he's going to do, or rather as he goes out there to ask or to lead locals in Mumias East to elect him. For us, we wish him so well on his journey to seek the position, or rather the seat. And for us here, I don't have much to say. All we will have to do is to just encourage other leaders, other youths out there to come out and probably seek these positions. And who knows, God is on their side. If God is on their side, then they'll be able to be elected. For those who are joining us today, I wish that you kindly subscribe to our channel. You also click on that notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever we upload other videos. But also don't forget to comment and also give us your views on the videos today, and also which leader will you wish us to bring on our show, and who do you want to know more? I mean, it could be a senator, an MP, a governor, or any other leader. It could be a religious leader or anyone else. Just tell us, give us a comment down there, and we'll be able to bring the